In the 1920s, America reached an all-time low with its unemployment levels. Approximately 5% of people were unemployed. 10 years later, however, this number exponentially grew to 23% unemployment during the time known as the Great Depression. After our unemployment levels returned to the norm, we faced yet again a rising unemployment at around 10% during the height of the Great Recession in 2008.
The 1920s was a period of unbridled economic growth because World War I was just ending, and many jobs had been created because of the war effort. Because of the laissez-faire economics during this time period, businesses were able to thrive more easily because of the little to no regulations. This helped the average family of four live a more comfortable lifestyle because of the copious amount of jobs. Some of these jobs included sharecroppers, tenant farmers, clerks, seamstresses, factory workers, miners, and shopkeepers. The father of the household went to work each day, bringing home the money that would allow the family to live comfortably. With this larger income, families were now able to afford the new technology of the day, like the Model T, radios, and electric razor. This way of life was challenged when the Great Depression hit.
The unemployment rate rose 18%, which was an all-time high during this Great Depression. There were breadlines because people couldn't even afford to put food on the table. Once the Dust Bowl started, crops weren't able to be grown, which greatly affected the economy since it was such a large part of it during the 1920s. As opposed to the 1920s where people were buying cars for enjoyment, during the Great Depression, people were satisfied just providing food for their family every day. This family has had to give up their car and radio just so they can pay for the mortgage on their house.
Fortunately, FDR fixed these problems by creating the New Deal, a deal filled with programs that increased employment rates and created more opportunities for the average family. His philosophy was that more jobs equals more spending, which is known as pump priming. So what is the point of all this? Well, currently America is going through a similar situation. We are having trouble keeping unemployment rates low, and people have had to sacrifice many of their desires just to keep a family going.
The way that America is going to get out of this recession is if Obama implements some of the programs from the New Deal during the Depression era. These programs include specifically the PWA, or the Public Works Administration. This program not only provided jobs for the people, but also worked to beautify communities and stabilize the economy. Another program is called the Civilian Conservation Corps, which was used to combat unemployment, was responsible for creating many public works, as well as creating many structures and trails and public parks across the nation.
Today, many of the New Deal programs are not relevant anymore because we live in a more modern society. So what can Obama do? We feel that Obama needs to have similar programs to FDR but modernize them. For example, Obama could model his own program after the PWA. Instead of building parks or communities as the PWA did, Obama can create computer labs in an urban area because we're much more of a technological society, which will not only lead to a stronger education for children who usually do not have such a great education and they couldn't afford it, but also create many new jobs. Obama could use these programs and tweak them to fit today's society while still creating amazing jobs.
This graph shows how many people are saving more in 2009 than in all of the previous years, which directly goes against what FDR used to get us out of the Great Depression. He thought that spending money equaled economic growth, and since people are now afraid to spend, they won't be able to refuel the economy with money.
We understand that it might be hard to relate these two time periods together, considering how much our world has been revolutionized since then. However, our country still has the same motives, which are to work hard and be paid well, leading to a comfortable lifestyle. We are heading into another potential depression if we continue to overspend dollars we don't have and overextend ourselves with regards to housing. To avoid this, we must create more job opportunities like FDR did when he made programs such as the Works Progress Administration and the Securities Exchange Commission. These job opportunities will increase spending with the concrete money that people have earned, which will lead to better flow of money throughout the economy. By doing this, the family will then be able to afford a car, food, and get their life back on track. We believe that by implementing this New Deal, we can achieve the immense prosperity that occurred in the 1920s.